This is what happens when you hit mute and then don't hit unmute. That's what happens. And now the other guys are going to hear me. I'm sorry, fellas. That's why I muted myself so y'all wouldn't have to hear this and I could get my stream started. And then when we were ready, I could unmute myself. None of that's going to work. So let me see if I can do this. I think this will mute me in the Discord. And y'all won't have to listen to this. Nope, that didn't work. So, oh, yes, that might work. Let's try it again. Okay, that should work. So hopefully all of you can hear me. They can't hear me, so I don't bother them. I can get this thing going. All right, we're here for 49ers. We're here for 49ers and Cowboys. I should say Cowboys and 49ers, seeing as Dwayne has had the much better season. But D-Money is rocking and rolling. I'm trying to get their stream added here. They just gave it to me a little while ago, and so we're going to get it up and going. Excuse me. Let's see. All right, I think they're getting it up and going. This is going to be a great game. Here's what Neon Sports is saying is going to happen. Estimated score, 49ers 31, Dallas Cowboys 30. Oh, my goodness, that's going to be a close one. Total yards, 443 to 427. These are all just kind of predictions. There it is. Let me see if I can go full screen here. It is very slow. The browser support for OBS is not the greatest thing in the whole wide world. Sorry, let me finish these passing yards. They think 213 for the 49ers, 336 for the Dallas Cowboys, 2 passing touchdowns for each of them. But they think San Francisco is going to rush for 230, Dallas only 91. 3 rushing touchdowns for the San Francisco 49ers. It's going to be a super close game is what they're predicting. They think both teams may take a couple of sacks. They think Dallas might actually get a couple of penalties. Nobody's going to turn the ball over. We'll have to see about that. And let me see if I can go ahead and get this thing exactly where I want it. It's not being super duper kind right now. All right, let me do a little refresh here. Hopefully, we can get this to work. You've probably heard me say in chat a couple times, but something happened with my Mac. They updated it, and now everything is triple as slow. And what's up, Kev? And everything is a complete crap show now, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. And Dallas and them are rolling, so they didn't even let us get going here. I haven't heard the other guys, so I have no clue what's going on, but I will get it on the screen here in just a second as Dallas is kicking this ball off, and OBS is not letting me control any of this right now, so I'm doing my very best to get it up here, which is not a phrase I thought I'd be saying today. I know you don't want to just sit here and stare at me, and I apologize for that, but I'm trying to get it to work, and it is just being a pain in the you-know-what right now. Full screen. Please go full screen. That is what we are asking of you. Thank you. There it goes. Let's get live now. We are caught up live. I don't know who's streaming this, but it is like the worst quality. Can we bump up this quality? Oh, 360. That can't be a thing. What? 720 is the best that they're doing? That's yucky. All right, let's go back live. 49ers have the ball, 2nd and 3. I promise I'm going to get it up on the screen here in just a second. Big pass to Kittle, right down the middle. Let's get off of me. Let's get over here. I don't know why I can't hear the other fellas. Why did this just stop like that? All right, friends, I'm trying to figure this out, and I'm not sure why it isn't working. And it looks like D-Money's stream went down, maybe? Maybe not. I don't know what it's doing. I'm over all of this right now, to be totally honest with you. I have no clue why all of this is. I don't know what Apple has changed. I don't know what anyone has done. I'm losing my mind over here. Let me pull up the guys, because we were going to simulcast this.
At the 41-yard line.
Let's go!
Yeah, this isn't working. I don't know if the other dudes can even hear me. Yeah, none of this is shutting down my computer completely. So clearly a simulcast is not something that can happen. I encourage you to watch Big Hurt and Maniac, because mine is just crashing and burning right now. But if you want to keep hanging out with me, we're going to keep trying this, because I got to get the bugs worked out of this stupid thing. I'm so frustrated with Apple right now for screwing up the things that they've screwed up. I'd love to know how that's even legal. All right, let me see if I can get us caught back up. Maniac and Big Hurt are also doing a live stream. We were going to live stream, simulcast this together, but it isn't working the way it's supposed to, and it's my fault. It's my computer is completely changed, and things are not working the way they're supposed to. All right, 49ers got the ball. This is their first drive. Ooh, big pressure right there. Lance is going to go down. Let's go step along, 3rd and 19 here. Oh, we're getting a little, no, I guess we're not. I'll turn this down, though, a little bit more. All right, that should get us right where we want to be. All right. Cincy, I think it's this is D-Money's channel, so I don't know what his problem would be. He's supposed to have, they both are supposed to have fiber. Anyway, I feel bad because we were supposed to do this together with Big Hurt and Maniac. I couldn't hear them. I had to back out. My computer was melting. Here we go. 1st and goal for the 49ers after picking up that big 3rd down. Here's Pacheco, who should never be on the 49ers, but that's a different story for a different time. He's going to fall short, though, to set up a 2nd and goal. Make sure to go over to our Twitch channel. That's something new that we can go ahead and announce. Our guy, Big Hurt, is going to take over the Grown Folks Twitch channel for all of his shows. I think he's still going to stream his games on his own personal channel, but he's going to take over the Twitch channel for all of the shows that they do, and I appreciate that, because I was just going to close it down. I haven't used Twitch in 3 years. It was just a dying channel. We needed to get somebody to take it over and do something with it. Big Hurt's on Twitch, and so he agreed to it. So he and Maniac are over on Twitch. You know what? That might be fun. Y'all are going to hate me for this. And I know you will. And I apologize up front about it. we're going to go to our Twitch channel and we're going to listen to their broadcast. And then I will fill in any gaps in between because there's no reason for both of us to be doing this. And I know that means you got to sit here and look at a blank screen for just a second, but we're all going to survive. It's going to be okay. I don't understand why it loads so dang slow. But it does. I need to upgrade my computer, which is frustrating because honestly, this is an extremely expensive laptop that's only 3 years old. I bought it at the beginning of 2020. And it should not be doing what it is currently doing. Yep, they're live. So let's see if we can't make this full screen. And we'll listen into them. And we'll do a simulcast that way. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Why are you taking so long? I mainly wanted to do this just so that we're clear, because I know people be reading things in. I wanted to do this together, which would have been a ton of fun. Simulcast would have been a ton of fun, but I also needed to start to figure out what has changed here and how do I fix it. And I have no answers. Yeah, Cincy, it's going to be a big ask. Like, you know, our two fellas over there, they like to talk. I thought I liked to talk. Them fellas like to talk. There they are.
Here midway through the first quarter, D Money is up 3-0.
Oh, so Dallas.
As with the pregame show, I wanted to kind of touch base with the Neon Sports projection. This game is projected to go in.
Turn them up a little bit.
A score of 31-30. What I find interesting off of Neon Sports is they have the Niners projected to run for 230 yards and then pass for 200.
Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of my show,
against the Dwayne defense. But here's the kicker that I found really interesting, and we'll find out shortly what Dwayne's going to do. But Neon Sports has
he's got our game of the week graphic up. Look at him.
Yards and only rushing for 91.
All right, Prescott off to the right.
Kind of interesting because that is just not Dwayne football. If you know Dwayne, he is a ground and pound type of mentality, and then
looks like Dwayne plans on spreading him out a little bit.
Interesting that Neon Sports is projecting the game to go that way, but I definitely could see the score being right around what they say, 31-30 type ball game. And we'll see what happens here as Dwayne does come out with a first play pass for a first down.
Yeah, so Dwayne shows that he can pass, and that's his first play from scrimmage. Still, though, I think he's going to look at getting the run established. And it may be tough sledding early on because I think the front seven of the 49ers are very stout, even though the Cowboys do have a great offensive line. I still think it's going to be tough sledding. So Dwayne's got to stick with trying to establish a run, but not also he's got to be flexible and not just get stagnant and just keep doing something over and over and over that's not working. So, but as you saw, he came out, pass first, got a first down, and let's see what he does later on.
Yeah. Little play action here.
Oh, he got a little extra block there.
He's going to pass it out to.
Also, three of us would have been really hard. It would have been tough to try to
for 8 yards.
Figure out how that was going to work.
This is going to be.
I'm going to try this. It may make my computer melt. I'm going to see if I can join those fellas. I don't know that I can, but I'm going to try.
The Cowboys have the number 10 offense with 30 points per game. 15th in offense overall, but in rushing, they're 4th in the league, 28th in passing. And there you see that Dwayne hands it off to the money man, Tony Pollard, picking up a big first down to continue this drive.
Yeah, it was a good patient run there by Dwayne. As you saw pre-snap, the 49ers were loading up on that inside blitz, but the offensive line of the Cowboys picked it up, and he was able to wiggle there to the left and get, 8 yards, I think, there on that run.
Yeah, I think that's the key factor for Dwayne, if you ask me, is his offensive line's got to hold up against the stout front seven of the Niners, creating those running lanes for Tony Pollard and allowing Dwayne to kind of feel comfortable and natural within his game in play calling. If that offensive line has a bad day, it look for
What's up,
Dwayne to
JJ?
struggle. But I think that is.
I am showing a stream of a stream of a stream. That's why this quality is so terrible. So I may swap back to
brings up
Dwayne if this works, or D-Money if this works.
6 from the 41, and we see Prescott in the pistol. And
Ooh, that's a nice little call. Can he get there? No. This sets up a third and short, though.
Which is the import receiver.
It's a good call against blitz.
Pick up 5 yards, bringing up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, he's getting the ball out pretty quick, which is a good formula for success, especially since D-Money does blitz quite a bit, and so got to be smart with the ball here, and good pickup there by the Cowboys on that second down, making a shortened 3rd down.
Prescott under center for 3rd and 1. He's going to hand it off to Pollard. Pollard is blown up in the backfield by Bosa, as Bosa ate this play up in the backfield before Pollard could even barely get the handoffs, forcing the Cowboys to settle for a field goal and a chance to tie this game up.
It might work. It's still loading.
And it looks like the Cowboys are going to tie it up with a 55-yard field goal, bringing the score to 3-3 here late in the first quarter.
Well,
yeah,
this is not the way I expect this game to start, that's for sure.
And they're
both
using
of them
that
drove
blitz
deep.
to help shut down
Both
the run.
have to settle in for a field goal.
Let's see if the Cowboys can make
sort of
them pay
had
for
that
because
in
sometimes
the
blitz,
Jets-Bills
run
game
blitz
this week.
will not work out. And
I think it was, what,
you can give
10-3
up
game,
some
something like that?
Big gains to a good running offense.
As the Niners are back on offense, according to Neon Sports, the Niners have the 8th best offense in points per game at 31.
Rocking my Neon Sports shirt.
Offense overall, 22nd in passing, and then 6th in rushing.
Shout
As
out.
We all know, Pacheco broke the single
Cool
season
shirt.
rushing record.
You
for
can buy your
31
own
rushing
shirts if you
touchdowns,
want one.
breaking LP's
I'm
record
gonna.
back in
Ooh,
the day.
Pacheco
As
almost busted
we
him.
mentioned his name.
All right, let's see what happens
He gets
here.
handoff for 9 yards on first
I'm gonna
down,
mute this
bringing up
game.
2nd and 1. Second, Pacheco to the right side, power run is going to be met by Vander Esch and Jonathan Hankins, only picking up 1 yard to end the first quarter. We are tied 3-3.
Yeah, it's been a good matchup so far. A lot of chess match. I think there's been a lot of filling out of each other as well going into that first drive. A lot of time used up in that first quarter because each team only had basically one full drive, and the 49ers now on their second drive of the game.
Hi, fellas.
The Niners looked to pass the ball, and Kittle was intended there, and it was an overthrown ball by Lance there, bringing up 3rd and 9. And once again, as we mentioned earlier, both of these guys, I do not think like being in this position. D-Money may be a little bit more comfortable than D-Wayne, but early on, D-Money picked up a big 3rd and 19 to continue that drive and get that field goal on the opening drive. Let's see if he can pick it up here again on 3rd and long.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, fellas.
Hey.
Hey, Nate, how are you doing tonight? Or today, I should say.
I'm trying to get all this to work, but it seems like I finally was able to get in here and actually hear you guys.
Oh, well, we are live. We appreciate you joining us. D-Money completes a big pass play to Gray on the right side, picking up the first down and entering Cowboys territory there.
Oh, big play there by the 49ers.
Gray's kind of like the last guy in mind that I think, as a defensive-minded player like Dwayne is probably like, okay, got to check Pacheco, got to check Kittle, got to check Debo. And then all of a sudden here's Gray that, catches the ball. And once again, here's another RPO play, D-Money's money play. He, stack the run, and then if you play the run, he's going to flip it out to the outside, and Gray is the man intended, picking up another first down as he enters the red zone, and his 1st and 10 on the Cowboys, 17 here as we approach 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah, running those RPOs, it can be definitely a tough deal, especially you going against a team that's got a big rushing attack, because you play man, then it pulls a guy out of the box, and if you play a zone to have more in the box to cover the run, it leaves that outside open. So it's a tough offense to stop.
It all depends on the success of that run game, though. If you get that run game going, that RPO play is killer. Because if you read it right, you've got that matchup on the outside. If you're in zone, that guy kind of backs out, and then you flip it out to the outside, and he's got space to work with. And, as we talked, these Niners receivers, they may not be the best of receivers, but they definitely do the job. And when you put them in space, they're playmakers. Debo, Gray, So another stretch play here to Pacheco off the left side, and he picks up a first down to the 5-yard line. And the success again here, the running game and the pass game off that running game has the Niners entering and pushing for another touchdown. Remind you, the first drive, the Cowboys did stand tall with their backs against the wall. Can he do it again?
It's going to be tough, but if there's anybody in the OMFL that can do it, it's Mr. Dwayne. He is a defensive guru in this league, and if anybody can do it, it can be him.
I'm going to do something.
Come on their base 4-3 defense.
I'm going to do something as 49ers score there to do even more challenging than scoring a touchdown against these two guys, and that's getting a word in with both of you. So we'll see how this 3-man booth works now that I'm actually in here and we're doing a little simulcast. I said this before y'all could hear it, but I appreciate Big Hurt taking over the Twitch for grown folks and doing his shows over there so that channel doesn't die. But Pacheco, why is he a 49er, guys?
Because somebody traded him away.
I am
Sox fan.
Still trying to wrap my head around that move. I just, as a member and owner, I think, you look at the longevity of an entire cycle, and Pacheco just kind of screams that. He could be a back for the entire cycle. Is not saying that Christian McCaffrey can't, but obviously more money, age, everything.
Yeah.
And I think the X factor, like do it now for me feature, was kind of what Shocks was looking at. But when you got contracts like Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones, and then you add McCaffrey into the mix, it just I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, I don't know how long Shocks is going to have TMT, but giving away a type of talent like Pacheco that's got probably the top running back speed in the league is head scratching. So.
Nate, we didn't really catch your in a pregame, but how do you feel about this game? Obviously, being a commissioner of this league for so long, and these two gentlemen that have been in this league and staples in your league. How do you feel about this matchup being in the division round? It kind of feels like an OMFL Bowl or like an NFC Championship game, but it's not even either one of those. It's only the division round.
Sorry, I was in the middle of typing something. I did the same thing you did. I went through Neon Sports as we got a little third and short here for the Dallas Cowboys. Listen, these are two powerhouses. I think people fell asleep on what D-Money and the 49ers bring to the table because he had a really tough start to the season, taking time away, CPU games, all that stuff. Dallas has had a more consistent run, but I still like D-Money has all the tools, man, and he's got all the playmakers. And I feel like Dallas, at times in this season, has lacked playmakers and has lacked the ability to find that consistent playmaker. And so this is just going to be a good game. And I think Neon Sports, as you went through, was calling for a good game. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see. Big first down there. This Ben receiver, import receiver, I think he got him in that last draft. He's been a big playmaker for him all season.
Yeah, I remember he, in the Detroit game, had a couple of big returns. And speaking of kind of the Detroit game, that was kind of in D. Wayne's struggles there. He had like a 2-game lapse. I mean, he lost to 2 strong opponents, lost to the Dolphins in Week 16, 30-22, and then he turned around and lost in Week 17 to Trey and the Lions, 27-24. But yeah, he definitely struggled at times at finding offense and relied, as we mentioned here, Ben, that receiver, import receiver, got 2 kick returns against the Lions. So, I mean, 14 of his 24 points came from special teams.
And D-Money, you could see, was carrying that drag route all the way across and then came back late. So it kind of really took away all the options for D-Wayne there. Probably should have looked at that comeback route a little bit more if he could have stayed a bit more patient.
I was trying to kind of say that a little bit earlier. I think D-Wayne, what a scramble there.
He had a man down the seam. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it was like right down the seam. There was nobody 40 yards from him.
I feel like D-Wayne has a little bit more tunnel vision in the past game. He struggles to kind of find those, 1, 2, and then after that second read, sometimes he gets like, paranoid in the pocket and just tries to check it down or scramble. Whereas D-Money, I think, has a little bit more success finding that third, fourth read and being a little bit more patient. And I think that's why his passing numbers are a little bit better. But D-Wayne never really gets challenged like that. And the run game is so strong that he doesn't have to rely on that. But in a matchup like this, I think that's where he has to kind of elevate his game and take it to the next level. Cowboys line is actually playing pretty well. Obviously, the blitz and the run game early on got through a couple times, but for the most part, against the stout front 7 of the Niners, the Cowboys line has blocked pretty well so far.
It's a big drive here. You got to answer the 49ers touchdown somewhere.
Throwing me off, he changed Deuce Vaughn's number to number 1. I'm used to, obviously, being a Cowboys fan in real life, seeing number 42. That's the second time I'm like, who's number 1? And all of a sudden I realize it's Deuce Vaughn.
I think that's what D-Wayne, I agree, can't have that tunnel vision, but I think the trade-off for him is that he doesn't turn the ball over that much, as he's going to get blitzed here. So, having that tunnel vision but not turning the ball over seems to be a trade-off he's willing to make sometimes, and he'll check it down to a tight end or running back real quick like.
So I did give some pregame interview questions to both of our owners here in this game. And my first question I asked them is, give me your initial thoughts of playing a big opponent like D-Money and the Niners in the divisional round. And D-Wayne's response was, my initial thoughts, the never-ending roadblock to the OMFL Bowl. D-Money has been the challenge I've yet to overcome in the OMFL playoffs. I've been close quite a few times. I've been steamrolled by him a few times. I hope to change my fortune this week. And I mean, when you hear the name D-Wayne inside the OMFL, you're just thinking Mr. Consistency, right? And so I think it's like crazy for him to hear him say that he's been steamrolled, because I can't put my finger on anything of remember D-Wayne getting steamrolled, but
he's had a couple.
He's fighting in this game.
Yeah, I think the couple of steamrolls are like, ooh, nice little run from Vaughn there to the right side, have been what a lot of us struggle with, and that is you get behind on a tough turnover or a tough play, and you start trying to push the ball, and it gets to another turnover, and now you're down 2 scores, and now you got to really push the ball, and then before you know it, you've turned the ball over several times, giving up touchdowns. That's how he's been steamrolled by Money in the past, and I think that's why this drive is so important for the Cowboys. Getting close to halftime, you need to get 7 on the board. Is Maniac falling asleep? Maniac, you gotta chirp in here.
Let a dump off the cooks underneath there. Maniac has fallen asleep on us, so I will jump into the next question I asked D. Wayne. As I said, tell me what your plan is to do overall and how to attack the San Francisco 49ers on both sides of the ball. His reply was, attacking D-Money led defense is very scary. I love to establish the run and throw off of it, but as we all know, he builds his team to stop the run, and his playmakers on defense to leave on islands and not be afraid. If I can't run the ball, or at least a short passing game to supplement it, I'm in trouble. Defensively, I have to stop the run, put him in uncomfortable third down distances, and hope to make a mistake. My pass rushers will need to come alive this week and have a stop. Parsons and Lawrence are due for big games at some point, so let's hope this is the week.
Nice run from Vaughn there on the right side.
This is you were calling for a Cowboys touchdown. He does sneak it in and ties this game up with 3 minutes before half here. That's a big score for the Cowboys.
Yeah, and you talked about it. The Dallas Cowboy offensive line, they're doing a great job blocking that up. Fullback gets on the outside, lays the block on the user, and big-time touchdown there. Maniac! No, what happened?
I am not sure.
I'll send him a message.
He's still in there. He's not muted, so And then our next question with D. Wayne here was, give me your X factor on both sides of the ball for you to win and for you that you must stop. For him to win, he says Parsons. He needed Parsons to wreak havoc on the backfield and cause issues on the pass and the run game. And then he said Pacheco, if I can't stop their run game, I'm finished. He's a coach that won't pass just to pass. You have to put him in a position where he needs to pass and make him vulnerable for mistakes. And I think that's kind of the answer that we were expected. But hearing it, and I think he's right. Parsons is the X factor. I think you kind of anticipate or expect him to have a big game. So I didn't know if he was maybe looking for like a different guy to step up and help with the run game, like a Hankins or somebody that was a little bit lower, but he's sticking with his money man Parsons on defense to change this game and be the guy. So very interesting answers from D-Wayne there. As we got a couple other ones, and then I also got some answers from D-Money that we'll cover here throughout the broadcast.
It's going to be a shot play for the 49ers here. And he's got a oop right there in the middle. If you're the Cowboys, you got to come up with some way to not let him score 7, especially after that tough drive, getting down there, getting 7, tying the game. To give up 7 here right before half would be devastating. Maniac said he had to step away for a second, so he'll be right back.
Sounds good. What's big is the Niners did get the ball to start the game, so if he can even hold them from getting any type of points here, to come out and maybe have a chance to score first or second out.
Good check down there to Pacheco. I thought for sure he was going to try to go over the top, hit that post route with one single high safety, but he ended up just checking it right down. He had time.
He also had the crosser that was open, but I'm not surprised he didn't go back to it. It looked like he had the crosser kind of coming across the field that was going to be open as well.
Look, I am not on the level of D-Money, but I know for me, sometimes I just want to get Kamara the ball. And it's like I'm not even looking at other reads. I'm just trying to get him the ball. I'm trying to get him involved, trying to get the other coach to think about using him. And so sometimes I'll call plays where it's a one-read play, and so maybe that's the type of situation we had there where he just wants to get Pacheco the ball in his hands, see what he can do, get Dwayne to have to think about Pacheco out of the backfield, and he wasn't really making any other reads. Thank you again for taking over our Twitch channel, man. I'm excited to see what happens with that. It'd be fun to do some simulcast. We're both on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, like we are right now. Even though my computer's barely handling it, it'd be a fun thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I appreciate, and we've talked about it in the past, this is the place to play if anybody is watching and you are not a part of Grown Folks or not a part of the OMFL. You are missing out. Grown Folks has so many opportunities for games and play of variety of games, not just Madden, but here the OMFL is focused on Madden, and Nate has done such an awesome job of creating that place, and so it's a competitive but respectful and fun place to play. And then you get guys like D-Money and D-Wayne matched up, and it's just even more fun, and get opportunities to commentate and do all kinds of stuff. So I appreciate the opportunity to do so.
What a big first down there from Pacheco. It's I still think our run blocking is too high. I still think the pass blocking is too high. We're not touching it until the offseason. May tweak that down a little bit lower, but they're just perfectly blocked up. Quarterbacks have all day. If you give either one of these coaches all day with good run blocking, they're both going to give up like 45 points.
Yeah, it's been, and I think that's just the challenge. Every cycle, the game changes, and you have to kind of find that happy medium, and then you find it, and then they update it, and it's just, I've said it a million times. Your place is not a place that I'd want to be in, because you got to kind of, and then you got different levels of play. D-Money, D-Wayne are just so seasoned and so experienced and dominant, and then you have some that just not there, and so you're trying to find that place where it's competitive and good for all. And but like I just said in my last comment, I think you do a great job of creating that place, and that's why we have these games.
I'm surprised by the 49ers right now. I mean, we're down to 13, 12, 10 seconds. He's got one timeout left. He's playing for the field goal here. That's surprising to me of why he didn't push the gas a little bit more.
Yeah, I think he might have taken a shot if he. I'm thinking D-Money obviously knows he doesn't get the ball back at the second half. I think if he has that in the back of his mind that he does get the ball, then maybe he takes a shot. But knowing that he's not, and if he throws a pick or anything like that, and then that kind of gives D-Wayne the upper hand to start the second half. So I think that's why he kind of played it safe, and knows that his defense is strong, and defense wins championships. So, and no one better than D-Money to put some pressure. So the 3 points is enough pressure on someone, even when it's D-Wayne. So I think that's why he settled for the field goal.
Yeah, no one's going to pass up. Hey, what's up, Maniac? No one's going to pass up 3 points. Might end up being the difference in this game, but if I'm Dallas, I'll give up 3. I'm cool with that. Let me give up 7. Ooh, we got a bit of a run here. Oh, Vaughn ever to get caught down. Maniac, catch you and Big Hurt catch up. I got to step out really fast, but I will be back before this game gets going again.
All right. So we were just kind of talking about some of the questions that D-Wayne had answered. I'm going to jump over real quick and just go through a couple that D-Money had given me. Once again, his initial thought on playing a big opponent like D-Wayne and the Cowboys in the division round. D-Money's answer is, we've played countless times in the playoffs, always tough, generally close games, and I have not seen a single game of his in 2024, or Madden 24, sorry. So it will be an interesting game to say the least. I definitely agree with that. I think that it has lived up to its expectations so far. He also says, tell me what your plan is to do overall and how to attack the Dallas Cowboys on both sides of the ball. He says, try to be a bit unpredictable on both sides, going off previous Maddens, contain his run game, which will be tough with us not being able to pinch the D-line and audible run commit, etc. And on offense, just take care of the ball. His defense is littered with studs all over, so take what they give me. I think that's why he may have passed the ball a little bit more than we anticipated, is to try and maybe open some things up. But it's been a great first half. We got 13-10 here to start the second half, and Dallas comes out
Wide
of pistol
open
formation, play action. He's got wide open to the fullback.
Wow, I need to add that play.
No tunnel vision there.
31 owners just wrote that play down.
Oh, now, I've never seen the fullback wide open that far down the field, man. That's awesome.
Mark my words, we will see that play again this playoff. Someone has went and added it to their playbook. We will see it in this playoff.
I mean, Maniac's already on the game putting it in this playbook as we speak.
I am. I'm writing that sucker down.
Nice run there for Dallas. I think they need to slow the game down a little bit, establish that run, keep being efficient in the pass game. You know, take your shots from time to time, but you're going to have to slow this game down, because if you get in a track meet, you're probably going to lose that against D Money. Too many D's in the. There's another statement I think I make today. Too many D's in this game.
Oh, man.
D does seem to be the dominant letter. It seems like I had a lot of guys' names or personas online.
Is Pollard
I was going to
hurt?
say something I had to think about. I haven't seen him. I mean, he's been running Deuce Vaughn quite a bit here lately, and that's was just.
He likes using Deuce. I've seen him use Deuce quite a bit.
Deuce is on the loose. Kind of reminds me of old Deuce McAllister, which, Nate, I know you were fond of him. I loved watching games with Deuce McAllister.
Yeah, I mean, Deuce, I've met several times. Really nice guy, and a current sideline reporter for the Saints. Yeah, Deuce was the guy, man. Big second down here. You don't want to find yourself in a 3rd and long. There's a delay with Discord, y'all, so you will hear us talk on top. I'm sorry. But you don't want to find yourself in a 3rd and long here if you're Dallas.
Oh, Dwayne pulls out some D-money plays there.
That was a good play call in zone. I think he passed it a little too quick. He didn't have the guys, buy it on the run. He pulled out before the running back even kind of had a chance to sell the run. So
that's what she said. Thing comes in the right.
So that's what I was saying earlier when I was like, Nate's talking about the D this, and I said there's a lot of D, and then I was like, I can't really make that comment. So what a safe play call there.
That's what Dwayne does, though, right? Like, he'll take the 3, he'll tie the game up, and maybe he busts a run there on you if you're playing a lot of zone, which 49ers were playing a zone, but just not able to break it. So Dwayne tends to be a bit more of a conservative play caller, and I mean, how can you argue it? The guy's got probably an 800 winning percentage here.
I think the play of the game so far for me is, and it's kind of twofold, but that 3rd and 19 where D Money completed that pass, I thought D Money was going to be kind of put in a tough position for a field goal, and he completes that pass. And then I was like, oh, this is going to turn into 7. But then Dwayne stood tall and held D Money to a field goal. So it didn't end up hurting as bad because D Money still would have had the opportunity to kick the field goal. But instead of it being almost like an extra point, it would have been probably a 50 or so yard field goal. More than likely something D Money still would have made. But that's the plays that I think Dwayne has to put D Money in as those 3rd and longs and force him to try and, get those opportunities and get a stop there. So that'll be kind of the key going forward.
My last comment about sliders, but that run specifically is the exact reason why run blocking is too high. Dwayne's defense flew to the right side, was quick, should have been able to stop that run, and it just was like every player blocked it up perfectly for Pacheco to bounce to the outside. It's like that run block is still a little too high. It's got to come down a little bit. I'm fine with it being blocked up perfectly from time to time, but we've seen time and time again in this one game, it's perfectly blocked up and allows that running back just to have a free release to the outside.
It's crazy, too, because I think both of these lines are so stout, like, in the run game. I mean, the Niners have Trent Williams, which is arguably probably the best left tackle in the league, and you're seeing Pacheco run off the left side. And then you add George Kittle, which is another crazy, blocking tight end. So he likes to run into that left side. But yes, I do agree, the run blocking. And on the flip side of things, Dwayne is probably one of the best using middle linebackers, and he's having trouble cutting that stretch play off because he's getting picked up.
Nice defense there from Dallas.
I think this is going to come down to whoever makes possibly the first mistake. I think that's what's going to change this ball game, because it seemed like both are playing kind of not to make the mistake, but I think the one that ends up making the mistake could really be the one that costs himself this game here.
Wide open. Samuel's breaking that one loose. 33 is going to keep that one scoring. That's the big play you can't give up.
I think Debo would have scored if he didn't run into that receiver coming back for a block.
It's a good read by D-Money. A good read by D-Money as well, because there was the Kittle drag route first, but he ended up was patient, hit the crosser, gets the big play.
There's Parsons. As Dwayne said, he needed him to make plays on the run and the pass, and that's exactly what he did there. Is he got in that backfield and blew the counter up there.
I still stand by when I get why he doesn't, but when Dwayne usered Parsons at middle linebacker for a little bit last Madden, it literally was unstoppable. You could do nothing in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Parsons can pretty much play, I think, about every position on defense, I think.
Crazy to think, too, on that comment, what a little bootleg drop off, and then he got the pass or the block there.
It looked like Dwayne was full, too.
We kind of talked about, we talk about how, last Madden we had such a great pass rush, in general, and then this Madden you don't have as much pass rush, and you would think you would almost flip it. You would play Parsons at middle linebacker this year and use him, right? Because the pass rush is not as effective, so putting him on the line. But at the same time, it's still putting him on the line, you get a little bit more pass rush than others. So at times he still makes those plays. But I mean, how effective would he be at middle linebacker is the big question.
Big drop by Juszczyk right there. I thought for sure he was going to try to hit Kittle. Kittle gets caught up in the flow. Good defense from Dallas. Checks it down. Juszczyk wide open, just drops it. Sets up a big second down and goal here.
Fullback had butter on his hands after eating all that corn on the sideline.
I'm fine with it. Kevin made a comment about it too. It's it kind of evens some things out. Every play can't be perfect. Wide open Samuel, though. Whew. What do you do about the RPO of San Francisco? He can do it all, man.
We were just talking about that earlier. He plays zone, and then he plays such a dominant run game, and that RPO is just killer. And it's getting guys like Debo the ball in the open space. He's so agile and changing direction and whatnot. And then like I said, you gotta play the run. But then if you go man, it brings the guy out of the box to stop the run. So then D-Money just hands it off to Pacheco, and you're kind of do or die there.
Yeah,
I think in a lot of instances with the RPO, sorry,
no, you're good.
you've got to run your defense, and I've been pretty successful. I've actually picked off like 2 or 3 passes on RPO this season, and you almost kind of got to bait and hope that your defense plays the run well, and you're the guy that's over the slot, and you make the play on that. Because if not, I don't know what it is about Madden, but the first few steps of a DB will be to go backwards, and just basically that allows that play to just be so dominant.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I tend to lean. I'd have to go man heavy and just bump coverage and hope I can force him to run the ball and then just shut that run down. I don't know that would work. The only other option, I'm thinking you're going heavy, cover 2, cover 6, cover 9. You're flipping that play on whatever side you think the screen could go to, and then you're like manually setting that short zone in your Madden coach adjustments to 0 or 5 yards so that they're like really playing up on the line. They're not dropping back. And just like, I hope that you can mix it up enough to where he backs off of running those as much. Like, what else do you do? I don't know. Good defense.
Yeah, they're tough to defend.
You mentioned it earlier that we haven't seen Tony Pollard in quite some time, and I'm still seeing Deuce Vaughn back there. He is running and making some tough runs, but Tony Pollard has not been in the action here as of late. So I'm kind of beginning to believe that he is injured and out, and we missed it. But that's a tough killer.
Yeah.
I think Pollard was 4th in the league in rushing or so. So, I mean, that's a big loss for the Cowboys.
I feel like he had the deep post. He hesitated because it looked like D-Money had came and were playing that short zone. But then the post got behind him, and D-Money was like a second or two late. If D-Wayne could have got that out, I think he had that post. The tough part about that is an all-or-nothing play. It's like you either hitting that deep or you're running or throwing it away because there's not much other options.
Yeah, and with D-Money user and the safety there, bring it down. It's like human nature for your eye to kind of get caught on like the guy that's usering and getting into that your line of sight, and so you kind of get tunnel vision there.
Do you go for it here? 4th and 1, you're down 7. Now, he made a quick decision there, but you got to, like, think about it, no? Well, I guess you're not. You can't. No, he's not past the 50. He's not down enough. Okay, well, that's a stupid thing for me to even think about. But I would at least paused and went, wait, what are the rules? Can I go for it here? Because you got to consider it.
Oh, what a punt, though. I mean, he puts D-Money deep in his own zone.
As I said, good punt there. Definitely put some pressure on D-Wayne, though, right now. Like, he has to get a stop here because if he gives up a drive, it's probably going to be at least a 3-4 minute drive. We're talking mid-third quarter, down by 2 scores or even 10 points. That's kind of creating yourself a little bit of a mountain here in the 4th quarter. So he's got to find a way to get a stop here.
And this is the game plan. If I'm Dallas, I'm expecting from the 49ers. He's had a lot of success running it outside. He goes to the outside run immediately. I'm expecting RPOs and outside runs, so I'm selling out to stop everything on the outside and making myself a little bit more vulnerable in the middle. And right away, we see the 49ers attacking that. He's going to go for Ayuk here. Quick decision to Kittle.
The only reason I probably would have not gone for Ayuk pre-snap is I would have seen Gilmore over there, and Gilmore has tamed some things in the league, I think with like 16 or so interceptions, along with A.J. Terrell from Atlanta. Those 2 guys have just taken away the ball so many times. So I think D-Wayne feels a little more comfortable with Gilmore being one-on-one out there. But yeah, most situations, I think D-Money probably would have been like, okay, one-on-one, I'll take my chances.
This is critical for Dwayne here to make a stop on this series because they can get out of hand quick.
I don't know if you picked up on it, but both of these guys do this really well. He breaks through the line. It's blocked up well, and there's this slight wiggle that they both, I've seen them both do, and I think every good runner does. There's slight wiggle before he bounces it outside that just like sets up those blocks so perfectly. And it's frustrating if you're on the defensive side because it feels like there's no way that you can stop that.
That little slight wiggle you talk about, it's like he almost breaks inside, like, and then gets the defense going, and then that block seals, and then he bounces it back outside.
Yep.
You can do it either way, outside and back in, but exactly what you're talking about, that little wiggle or that little like shifty move, just pauses for a second and kind of like get your hips, set, and then that block is sealed up, and then you're gone.
I also think that you see that it works better. It depends upon the type of running back you got. If you got a guy that's 92, 93 speed and above, like these two guys have, that also helps because they're able to get to the outside quicker because the slower you're running back with the speed and acceleration, it gives the defense more opportunity to break free from that. And I think that's where you see like a lot of guys are not successful with it, but then you see guys like these two that are.
Cincyberg says Pollard, Bruce Sternum, 3 minutes into the second quarter, out for the game. So that's why we're not seeing Pollard in this. And 49ers are putting it together. Dallas needs to take some chances here and get a play.
Yeah, we're reaching that territory where, he's got to, get a turnover, cause a fumble, stonewall the Niners, something, because another, 8-10 yards, we're then, in long field goal range. And like I said, we're chewing off about 3-4 minutes of clock now. And once we get to about that 7-6 or so minute mark, and if he goes down by 10, then we're in desperation mode. And like I said, early on, Dwayne in passing desperation mode, especially against D-Money, is kind of not a good recipe.
He's got a good play called here. Good block from 90, Lawrence. Getting back there. That's the stop that we needed to see here.
How big. That was a big play.
I still don't want to be down 10 if I'm Dallas, but it's better than being down 14, I suppose. Oh, he's got the block. Oh!
Wow.
If I am the Dallas Cowboys, I'm probably breaking the controller right there. I'm like, I had my chance. I got that stupid animation, and I missed it.
For me, it's so much harder this Madden to actually get the block. Sometimes you'll get the animation, but if you don't hit the corresponding button just right, you'll go flying by and you'll never touch the ball.
All right, if you're Dallas, you got to go score quick, and that's where you get in trouble against the 49ers. But you got to put something together here, and you can't take 6 minutes.
Oh, the dump off pass there across for the Higgins.
He didn't stop the clock, though.
And the big thing is that field goal, being down 10 rather than 14. One thing I will say is in your head, you're kind of thinking, okay, go down, score a touchdown. It's 23-20, right? He's got 3 timeouts. He's got the 2-minute warning. If he then can get D-Money to stop him or at least hold him to a field goal, you're still in striking distance. So holding D-Money to 3 rather than giving up a touchdown, that is big. Obviously, it's still a challenge itself because, you're down 2 scores. But getting that, holding him to a field goal was big.
You got to get out of bounds.
That play there.
Dallas was able to get out of bounds that time, but you got to keep getting out of bounds here and keep that play clock stopped. And I would say, and sorry, Maniac, for talking right before you did, if there is a Madden that you can get onside kicks, this is the one. So there is a chance to get yourself an onside kick in this one.
Yeah, I was just going to say that play before, he missed a wide open tight end that would have probably gained about 40 yards.
I think you had the Buccaneers game, if I remember, Nate. You had like a chance. You got one and you almost got a second one, or maybe got two of them. But yeah, the onside kicks is definitely something that is a little bit more friendly. You time it up right and get the right bounce.
Oh, no.
That right there.
That's disaster. That is absolute disaster. And that's what the 49ers are doing, right? They're playing deep zone. They'll give you everything in the middle. We're going to come up. We're going to tackle you. We're going to keep the play clock running. Maybe we get a fumble. They get a fumble from Cooks. That's the one big turnover you were both talking about. Now the 49ers are going to go back to running this ball outside, a little RPO, and let's just eat the clock.
You know, and we haven't seen as many of those big hits, obviously with the no-switch rule. And I just feel like the animation, you don't see a lot of those. So it's surprising to see from Dre Greenlaw. I mean, I would expect that more from like a Fred Warner or like a Hufanga or something from the Niners. But we just haven't, I personally don't think we've seen as many of those big hit animations activate. And so it's interesting, you know, in a key moment like that to see that.
Listen, if he can get a 3 and out here, though, get a quick punt.
I don't think he was.
Look, now the clock is not your friend. This is a big, big third down right here. If you're Dallas, you can come up with a pick, a fumble, a stop. Like, you're giving yourself a chance. But if this is picked up, I think it's game over.
Yeah, he needs a big defensive play here.
A lot of pressure put on you by this formation. Oh, Samuel. Not only the tough catch, but he just breaks tackles, picks up the first down. And listen, 49ers could still turn the ball over, but this one feels over.
That's the second time he stopped that ball in traffic and then broke a tackle and picked up, because he did that in the first drive on that 3rd and 19. Those are two big plays by Devo.
Back to the outside, right? So clearly this was the game plan against Dallas. We're just going to run the ball. Big play by Parsons there.
One of the interview questions I asked was, finish the sentence. The Niners win if D-Money replies, we take care of the ball, convert third downs and make them manageable and contain Pollard. Well, obviously, he's taking out Pollard. He's converted a couple big third downs, but also made them very manageable. And he's taking care of the ball and got the big turnover. So, I mean, he was spot on that.
Oh! 33, you got to make that play.
Oh!
Kind of an uncharacteristic throw by D-Money, because he had the guy over the middle and the flats and throws it to the out into the, you know, the outside the hash marks on the outside post there, or the outside corner out, and Clark was in perfect coverage and swats it away instead of turning around and just picking it.
This is a Kevin special right here.
No chances.
This 3rd and long play call, if he sticks with it, this is a Kevin special. I see Kevin and Chad. Kevin will call for 4 verts on you anytime he's got a down and long, and he gets them open every time versus me. It puts so much pressure on the defense, whether you're in man or zone. They're really, really tough to stop.
Ready.
Oh, he calls himself out of it. Look for Pacheco over the middle.
Yeah, that angle around is tough because you got the crosser and then you got the other deep ball.
That could have went either way. So you have a chance if you're Dallas, but man, there's not much of a chance. A very small percentage here.
There's hope. There's hope. But, man.
I mean,
did it feel to you that D-Money was a little sloppy on that drive?
He would have got points.
Oh!
Yeah, I was
Ben breaking it into the outside. He's gone. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20. He is gone. Holy cow. Cowboys scoring the punt return.
Wow.
I mentioned it earlier, Ben and the special teams gave him points against Detroit, even though he lost that game. Those are points that were not created by his offense, and that is what Dallas and Dwayne has found to do. When he struggles offensively, he finds a way to get special team points. And right there, Ben comes through. That guy has not only made a couple plays on offense, but his production on special teams has been huge for Dallas.
On the season, Ben has had 9 total touchdown returns, punt and kickoff.
This is where I feel like both of these guys play with their food. It's like they almost create a chance to make it a close game so you feel like you're in it. I don't know that that's true. It's just how it feels when you're on the other side of playing both these guys. But D-Money was really sloppy on that drive before, making uncharacteristic throws, not sticking to the game plan that got him there. And he paid for it in an unconventional way with giving up the special teams punt return. And now the Cowboys basically have 4 timeouts with the 2-minute warning. We're at 2:36, 2 timeouts left. 49ers got to go make a play here.
I feel like the Cowboys have momentum too, even within the side of the game. You can see that they swarmed that outside run there by Pacheco.
He's definitely playing on those wide formations and trying to shut down. I think he's leaving himself a little more vulnerable on those B-gap runs. But
undercut by Gilmore, or Diggs, I'm sorry. Undercut by Diggs. He misses the pick. What a big play by the 49ers. That's devastating if you're the Cowboys. No pressure on Lance either. I was going to make this point a while ago,
just missed it.
But we got moved on to the points. I was watching a video earlier today. It doesn't look like EA is going to do anything about 4-man rush, and so if we're able to find any pressure at all from a 4-man rush, it is going to be with sliders, and it's not going to be consistent. It just is what this Madden's going to be, and so the only way to get pressure is to take those chances blitzing.
Ooh, good runs out there.
And now you're out of timeouts if you're Dallas. So if you get this ball back, it's probably going to be somewhere under a minute if the 49ers continue to run this ball. And so, man, no timeouts, a minute left if you get it back at all. 1 first down, or 2 first downs, maybe 1 first down, depending on where this 2-minute warning falls. It's going to be game, set, match for the 49ers.
I was going to say, I mean, D-Money, if he like you gotta call a run play here and use the clock. If he passes the ball and creates an incomplete pass and takes any type of play calling out of his last drive, that would be the killer. And he does the right thing by handing the ball off, gets himself to the 2-minute warning.
But Vander
Esch, run us down to a minute 20.
Vander Esch missed a big play in the backfield. Just one of the rare misuser opportunities for Dwayne there. Sets up a 3rd and long here. I'm with you, Big Hurt. You got to run the ball, and I would expect, here it is, stretch alert, X looky. That's probably going to be the play. Some kind of RPO action here will not surprise me, and that looks like the one he's going to run. Yep. I get my outside run if I run it. I get my quick pass if I don't. It is what he's been doing all game.
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised he doesn't go like the trips receivers or the twins out of strong and run a little bubble RPO play, but he's going to run the stretch. Obviously, outside run, what he's been successful at.
No, he got it. Oh. Vander Esch just not quick enough to get up over there, and I think that's going to be ball game, fellas.
No, I think that's going to be
if you're Dallas
the linebacker there outside.
I was just going to ask, if you're Dallas, do you sell out? Like, are you coming with a blitz? Are you just like bring him the house and like if he passes it, he passes it? Like, what do you do there?
You know, my thought there, it's tough because if you take the sellout and then you give up a little quick pass, then you're like, you know, game's over, right? You play the defense, obviously long, 3rd and long. You stop the run. Even if he picks up 5, 6, 7 yards, but still doesn't pick up the first, you can still give up a field goal and still have a chance. The only thing you can't do is give up a first down, which is still, I think it was like 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 8. So, I mean, as long as you're not giving up 8, 9, 10 yards and giving up that first down, you still have a chance. Because, remind you, even if he gives up 3 there, goes down by 6, D-Money still has to kick off to Ben, and he still has offensive chance to go down and win the game. So I think that's the mindset. And you know, I don't know if I would have sold out, but tough position there. Very tough position.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I do in that situation either. Maybe try to go with a spread. I mean, if you're for sure that you know what you think you know he's going to call, maybe you go with a spread defense and try to contain the outside or something like that. But it was a good game. It was definitely an exciting game, especially with that punt return. But kudos to both teams for a great game.
Yeah, I feel like this one was lost late in the third quarter. Whenever we seen them go up 10, Dallas tries to come back and respond. I think it was maybe middle of the fourth by the time Dallas got the ball back. We seen the play to Cooks, the fumble. Man, take that play out of it. Even if Dallas falls short from scoring 7, they're going to get 3 out of that. They're super deep in the red zone. We got a tied ball game on the punt return, and then who knows what happens. Now, the 49ers, with the big play to Ayuk there late in the game, would have set him up for maybe a game-winning field goal, but at least you give yourself a little bit better of a chance. What a game. And now we've got Kevin versus the 49ers. Before I close my stream out, again, thank you both for simulcasting this and taking over our Grown Folks Twitch channel. Remember, go follow Grown Folks Twitch channel as well as the YouTube channel. Both of us are going to be sharing and doing some simulcast, doing some fun stuff, but now that one will be active. But before I get out of here and go play some finals, I wanted to ask, what do we expect from 49ers versus Bucks? You know, Kevin got to watch this firsthand. He knows what the game plan is going to be. Stretch, RPO. Just because we're saying this, D-Money's going to change it up and run heavy up the middle on you, Kevin. But what do you do for Tampa Bay?
I mean, I think Tampa Bay is a lot like Dallas. Very strong on the inside with Vita Vea. So you still have to kind of probably run the ball outside. I think the biggest thing for the Bucks is he's got strong linebackers in Devin White and Levante David. Not that Dallas doesn't, but I think they're a little bit better linebackers, so maybe that helps with the outside play on the run game, where I think Kevin might have a little bit less talent or shutdown corner play than Dallas does, so maybe D-Money tries to get a little bit more pass game going. D-Money's so good about analyzing where his team or his opponent's weaknesses are. So if I'm D-Money, I think he still tries to run the ball, but I think he maybe opens up the pass game a little bit more with his receivers and tries to challenge the Bucks corners, because the front seven of the Bucks is still pretty good. You got Vita Vea in the middle. You got those linebackers. I think the outside run game is still going to be his thing with Pacheco and his speed. But I just anticipate maybe a little bit more outside passing game, outside the hashes.
I'd also say, maybe before I turn it over to you, Kevin will user the safety. I would fully expect D-Money to attack that user. You're going to have to go make plays or get burnt because he's going to attack you a little bit. But you've got some firsthand knowledge of the way Kevin, you played a great game with him. What do you think's going to happen here, Maniac?
Yeah, I was trying to say, don't speak to me of David. That dude just changed the game completely in the second half. 2 pick sixes. Actually, in our game, there was no offensive points scored in the second half in the playoff. It was all 21 points defense for the Bucks that was scored on those pick sixes. And David's just a beast, and he plays like a safety, man. I don't know. He covered Pitts probably better than anybody so far, especially in the second half of the season. Kev plays a really good game. He's tough to stop on offense with the run game. Leonard Fournette, he's just kind of revamped his career back with the Bucks with Kev there, and then Godwin is hard to stop. I actually contained him pretty well in the playoff game, but he utilizes both those guys really well, and then he mixes in those speed receivers that he has, and he'll take a shot down the field like you were saying. He'll throw in that vertical routes a lot. Trying to if it does nothing else, it at least loosens your defense up and makes you realize that you could get burnt over the top at any moment, and then that opens up the underneath stuff. So, but yeah, I think Kevin will match up really well, but he's just like I stated when this game started. I feel like whoever made the mistake, and the only one mistake was the fumble from this entire game for as a turnover wise, and it really changed the game for the 49ers and gave them that leg up. And so you've got to play, Kev, you've got to play a mistake-free game and take your points when you get the opportunity. So good luck to you, and good luck to the rest of the guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, my last closing thought before I get out of here really quick is just that, like, both watching the 49ers and Bucks in both of their games is they both will take chances. And I watched one specifically in that Bucks-Falcons game where he almost threw a pick, and then 2 plays later throws a pick in the end zone to take away points and give the ball back to the Falcons. We've seen the 49ers in that second to last drive, right, take some uncharacteristic throws. I think it's going to come down to, like, who makes the least amount of those, like, really bad reads or tough reads, and the other way, who comes away with those. We've seen Atlanta Bucks get a bunch of those catches, turn them into pick sixes. We see in this game, Dallas wasn't able to get their hand on the ball from the 49ers, not able to turn those into points. It just depends on, like, who's going to get the breaks there, hold on to the ball, and can turn those into points. It's going to be a big contributing factor.
I think for me, I was just going to say, kind of picking out some early X factors. I think Pouncey is going to be the X factor for the Niners. If he shuts down Godwin, because we all know Kevin loves Godwin matchup, and you guys can speak to it more than I can, playing him twice each year. But I think Godwin's kind of like, he's going to run the ball with Fournette. He's going to try and establish it, but Godwin's the guy that kind of makes the motor go for the Bucks, I think. And that's what gets the points is Godwin. And so I think Pouncey is probably going to be the guy that matches up on him. And, you know, with his size and speed, Godwin's going to have a tough matchup. He may not adjust this cornerback play to play by overall or, you know, by that. So Ward could be another guy that matches up on Godwin at times. But I think the corners, Pouncey for sure, is going to be a really big guy for D-Money. And then on the flip side of things, I think if the Bucks, like I talked about, you know, their linebackers in Vita VA, but I'm going to stick with the defensive side of things. I think Winfield and Isaiah Simmons, the safeties, have to have big games because not only are they going to match up against Kittle, you know, in the pass game, but he's got to have them help in the run game, and he's got to have his corners like play well on the outside. And the Bucks have good corner play, but again, I just think the X factor is the safety play with Simmons and Winfield being able to come down in the box, help with the run game, but also be able to match up one-on-one, take away the middle of the field, because he's probably going to have to play a single high safety, whether it's cover one or a zone cover three, something. One of those safeties is going to have to come down in the box to help the run game or be matched up with Kittle. And so that other single high safety is going to have to take away the middle of the field and play, you know, good coverage, but then also play well against the run. So his safeties are going to be kind of key for me.
Well, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm assuming these two guys have more to break down, maybe more to do over on Twitch. So hop over on Twitch if you're here with me. Guys, thank you for letting me come pop in here and do a little simulcast. I'm going to eat some lunch, and then I'm going to go do some streaming of the finals. And so if you're in the Discord chat and you're like, what's the finals? Wait for my stream in the next, 45 minutes, and you can check out the finals. Guys, I appreciate you. I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks.